She was the kind of girl everyone whispered about, the millionaire's daughter who seemed to have it all, but no one could ever truly handle. People tried to get close, tried to befriend her, even those who thought they understood the world of wealth and privilege, but she had a way of pushing everyone away. Parties, luxury cars, endless attention, it was never enough to fill the emptiness inside. Her temper and stubbornness made her almost untouchable, leaving a trail of frustrated friends, and personal assistants in her wake. Then, one rainy evening, a young waitress stepped into her world. Unlike the others, she didn't flinch at the millionaire's daughter's attitude. She smiled when no one else could, listened when no one else cared, and treated her with a kind of patience that seemed almost impossible. No glittering gifts, no fancy promises. Just simple, human kindness. Little did anyone know, this small act of compassion was about to change everything. But would the millionaire's daughter let anyone in? Or would she push the waitress away like she did with everyone else? As the tension builds and secrets start to surface, one question hangs in the air. Could this kind waitress be the only one who could truly reach her? The millionaire's daughter had grown up in a world where everything came easy: wealth, attention, and influence, but love and genuine connection were strangers to her. Her parents were always busy, their world filled with business meetings, gala events, and endless social obligations. She had learned early that people were drawn to her for the wrong reasons: her money, her status, her image, and over time, she built walls so high that very few could ever reach her. Anger and sarcasm became her shield, and the few who tried to cross those walls quickly learned it was easier to leave than to stay. The young waitress, on the other hand, came from a life completely opposite. She knew struggle, responsibility, and the quiet strength it takes to keep going when life seems unfair. But she also carried a warmth and patience that had a way of softening even the hardest hearts. When she first noticed the millionaire's daughter at the restaurant, something about her loneliness stood out, a vulnerability hidden beneath the arrogance and the reputation. As days went by, small interactions, smiles, brief conversations, subtle gestures began to stir a curiosity neither of them could ignore. Yet the daughter's past hurt and fear of betrayal lingered, making it clear that opening up wouldn't be easy. Would kindness be enough to break through years of guarded walls? Or was the daughter destined to remain untouchable? Every day at the restaurant became a quiet battlefield of emotions. The millionaire's daughter arrived, demanding and sharp-tongued as always, testing the limits of everyone around her. Yet the young waitress never faltered. She moved with calm efficiency, offering a gentle word or a knowing smile at just the right moment. Other staff whispered, saying it was impossible to reach someone like her. But the waitress didn't care about the rumors. She only saw the loneliness in the girl's eyes. Outside the restaurant, the daughter's world was equally chaotic. Friends and acquaintances tried to impress her, showering her with gifts and attention, but she dismissed them all with her usual icy demeanor. Yet when she returned to the small moments with the waitress, sharing a laugh over spilled coffee, or exchanging a quiet glance when no one else was watching, a flicker of something new stirred inside her. Meanwhile, the waitress faced her own struggles. Her life was far from easy. Bills piled up, family responsibilities weighed on her, and dreams of a better future seemed distant. Helping someone as complicated as the millionaire's daughter could either be a distraction or a chance to make a real difference. Tension grew each day, as both of their lives began to intersect in unexpected ways. Secrets, old fears, and unspoken emotions hovered in the air, threatening to either push them apart or pull them into a connection that neither of them was ready for. The days grew heavier with unspoken tension. The millionaire's daughter found herself thinking about the waitress even when she wasn't around, a feeling she couldn't name, let alone admit. Her walls, carefully built over years, began to tremble in ways that scared her. At the same time, the waitress noticed the cracks, the subtle hesitation in her tone, the softening of her usual sharp gaze. Every small moment felt charged with possibilities, yet both of them hesitated, unsure who would make the first move. Rumors from the outside world added pressure. Friends of the daughter warned her about trusting anyone too easily, especially someone from a completely different life. The media, always hungry for drama, caught wind of her unusual behavior and started speculating, intensifying the scrutiny. Behind closed doors, the daughter felt cornered between her fear of vulnerability and the strange, comforting pull toward the waitress. Meanwhile, the waitress wrestled with her own doubts. Could she truly help someone so wrapped in privilege and pain without losing herself? She began noticing patterns, moments of anger, flashes of kindness, and lingering sadness that hinted at a past she couldn't yet understand. That the tension reached a breaking point one evening when a small, accidental incident forced them into a private confrontation. Words were left unsaid, glances lingered too long, and hearts raced with the weight of what might happen next. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the world itself held its breath, waiting to see whether walls would finally crumble or remain unbroken. Just when it seemed the fragile connection between them might grow stronger, an unexpected twist threatened to shatter everything. A wealthy acquaintance of the millionaire's daughter arrived at the restaurant, someone from her high society world who had always looked down on the staff. Their sharp remarks and thinly veiled judgments immediately put the waitress on edge, while the daughter's carefully maintained composure began to crack. Suddenly, the small bubble of trust and understanding they had been building felt under attack from all sides. The daughter's past also started creeping back in. Secrets she had buried dulled, betrayals, failed friendships, and choices made in desperation surfaced in ways she couldn't control. Each revelation created tension between her and the waitress, who wanted to help but found herself pulled into the complicated world of wealth, power, and family expectations. Meanwhile, whispers from other staff members and patrons hinted at a scandal, fueling the daughter's paranoia. She wasn't sure who she could trust anymore. The waitress realized that kindness alone might not be enough this time. Navigating the daughter's world meant understanding hidden motives, old wounds, and social traps she had never faced before. As the night wore on, a confrontation loomed that neither of them could ignore. Hearts pounded, tempers flared, and the stakes had never been higher. Would the daughter's walls finally crumble, or would this new twist push them further apart than ever? The tension finally snapped one evening when the millionaire's daughter stormed into the restaurant, her frustration boiling over. The wealthy acquaintance had spread rumors that threatened her reputation, and for the first time, she couldn't mask her vulnerability. The waitress stepped forward, her calm presence grounding the chaos. "You don't have to face this alone," she said softly, meeting the daughter's gaze. Something shifted. The daughter's defenses wavered, and she finally let herself be honest, not with the world, but with someone who truly cared. In that moment, the conflicts that had haunted her, the loneliness, the fear of being misunderstood, the distrust of everyone around her came to a head. She admitted the mistakes she had made, the walls she had built, and the pain she had carried. The waitress listened, never judging, offering the compassion that had been missing in her life. Slowly, the daughter began to trust again, realizing that not everyone wanted something from her. Their bond deepened, turning into a genuine friendship, maybe even something more, built on patience, empathy, and shared moments of understanding. Just when it seemed like everything had settled, the waitress received a call that left her speechless. Her own past, long-thought resolve, had caught up with her. A choice awaited her, one that could change both their lives forever. The story didn't end with comfort. It ended with a question. Would kindness be enough to face the next challenge? The waitress took a deep breath and answered the call, facing the challenge she had once feared. It was a test of courage, one that required her to confront her past with honesty and strength. The millionaire's daughter, standing beside her, realized that life wasn't just about wealth or status. It was about connection, trust, and the people who stand by you when the world feels impossible. Together, they faced the situation, supporting each other in ways neither had expected. In the days that followed, the daughter's life slowly began to change. She learned to let go of her pride, to forgive herself for past mistakes, and to accept help without fear. The waitress found her own peace, realizing that kindness and courage could create bonds strong enough to overcome even the hardest challenges. Their friendship, once unlikely, became unshakable. Rooted in mutual respect and understanding, word of their story spread not as gossip, but as a reminder that compassion and patience can reach hearts no wealth or power ever could. Both women grew stronger, their lives intertwined in ways that taught them about resilience, empathy, and the true meaning of connection. And while life would continue to bring new challenges, they now faced them together,